we didn't think about making money until the 2008 financial crisis, when we were like, oh shit, the gravy train is about to stop. We managed to raise, thank God, a Series A extension from Stuart Alsop like 2 months before the hammer came down. And like, because we'd failed, we tried to raise our Series B. Just at the time, for people listening now, Series B meant a like $5 million to $7 million round.
Right.
Yeah.
That was not, Series B is not, different world.
Yeah.
Think what would be now be a Series A. Now that we would say we raised our Series C, we were trying to raise a Series A. We failed to raise a Series A. I think Stuart believed in us and we were the best thing in his portfolio. And so he doubled down and invested in us anyway. And we got a Series A extension from him plus $2 million of venture debt from SVB. Thank God, because 2 months later, we were not going to get anything.
Right.
And we were going to run out of money and die. Justin TV has several like near death moments like that, where it's just like, we got lucky and we were also smart. We knew, take the money now, like before you run out, like take the money now. And then the hammer came down and we were like, oh, we better get profitable. And then we started thinking about money in a really serious way. But like,
so what did you do? What did you then do?
The hammer comes down end of 2008. 4 weeks later, we've pivoted completely to working on money. We actually got serious for the first time in our company's history about like having process and metrics, and like we actually managed the company in a real way. It was really healthy for us, actually. We sat down every month with the P&L, which was this weird hybrid cash P&L slash actual like income statement P&L, right? Like, because we called it Michael math. What Michael really wanted was a cash burn thing, but like our cash burn was so far from the because you get paid on advertising so much later. It was really hard to tell how much money you were actually making, and so we did this hybrid thing where our costs were on a cash basis, but our revenue was on a like accrual basis, which is like was weird, but actually I think in retrospect it was the right way to look at the company. So we sit down with this weird fucked up non-GAAP P&L. So we sit down with this weird Michael math P&L every month, and we go down every single cost line item, and we'd ask, do we need to spend this money? How could we spend less money on this? And if we thought we could do something to spend less, we would either cut it right away, or we would like make an action item to go cut. And then we'd go down every revenue item, which in the beginning wasn't very many, and we'd ask, can we make this go higher? What is missing from making this go higher? What are our best ideas to make this go up? And then we'd go through every page on the website, and we'd ask, can we extract more money in some way from this web page that we are currently extracting, and from this flow than we are currently extracting? And then that would turn into a list of like, 27 action items, and then we would distribute them to people, and then we'd go get them done.
That's pretty
and that
efficient.
was the management system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'd come back by the next month, and we would get. We also got desperate enough that we stopped micromanaging our employees, and we just started asking for their help, which was like also a big move. The other thing we did, we were super transparent with the employees from like minute one. We were like, so we have, at the beginning we have 14 months of cash in the bank, and then we're dead. Like, here's the burn rate. Our goal as a company is to pull out of this dive, and we're going to do it. And because we didn't have any doubt, we were like, there's a doomsday clock on the wall, but like, we were utterly confident. It wasn't like we're screwed. It's like, this is the new goal. This is what we're going to do. We didn't lose anyone through it. I've heard of people who like enter a downward spiral, but I think what happens is if the founders are scared, the employees see that, and it's rats leaving a sinking ship. At the bottom of the dive, we pulled out of the dive with like, I think 2 months of runway, 8 weeks of runway left. It went, from 9 weeks to 8 weeks, and then from 8 weeks to back up to 9 weeks to 10 weeks to like, and that was, we hit the bottom.
Woo!
And, but the employees could see that because the rate of decline had gone from a week per week to half a week to week per week to a quarter of a week per week. Like, it was like tick, 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 tick. You'd see us sort of like, and we finally were managing the company in a transparent way where it was very obvious what our goals were. And we were enlisting people and doing the goals. Employees started like inventing stuff and like building things for the company. Like we had this idea for this product that like basically was a paywall where if you weren't in an English speaking country where we could monetize on advertising, we just made you pay for the service. Which after like a 5-minute preview. And that product was not very good when we first launched it. And Tim just sort of took it upon himself to run our first A/B tests and actually like experiment with the thing. And just like didn't really talk to us about it, just like went and did it. Thankfully, because if we talked to us about it, we probably would have screwed it up. The problem with products like Justin TV and in general consumer internet is like, how do you make something like that grow is not a scientific process. Like it is if you're Facebook and you have an incredibly sticky product and you can have a growth team whose whole job is to like put people on the top of the funnel. Yeah. But we were not an incredibly sticky product. And so how do you make us grow was like a really, I don't know, you just try stuff and some stuff works, some stuff doesn't. It was like very like a real company.
Imagine that.
Yeah. And so it was like really healthy for us. Anyway, so we got profitable over the next like 18 months. That really set the stage for Twitch because the way we funded Twitch was funded almost entirely out of cash flow off of Justin TV. Like we wound up raising a Series B from Ethan Kurzweil at Bessemer, but that was like a year after starting Twitch. Like we'd launched the product, we were growing already. The entire seed investment, and then continuing, like we squeezed all of the blood out of that stone. Eventually, we squeezed it to death. But like that probably generated, I would bet, $7 million in cash flow over the course of the out. It produces at least as much profit out, probably more. Then we ended up selling it for more. So in total, we probably got 10 million out of it. So it was a profitable venture. We squeezed more money out of it than we got going into it. And that doesn't even count for the fact that it was paying everyone's salaries on top of that. So actually, like I'm just counting the profit we could reinvest. Actually, it was probably closer to 20 million of cash flow that let us go build Twitch, a very capital intensive business with me, not a particularly great fundraiser. At the time, I'm much better now, but at the time I was not good at fundraising. We had a consumer internet winner that was growing at 30% a month. And on top of that, we were growing it out of cash flow from the last product we'd built.
Really? Did people turn you down?
40 VCs turned us down before the first money we raised.
Okay, hold on. This is so huge. And I want listeners who are starting startups or trying to raise money to hear this. Emmett Shear got turned down by 40 investors with Twitch, making money.
We were just going and going. We got Bessemer make an offer, and then we got somebody else made an offer too, but their offer sucked. And we just pretended it was a decent offer to get like slightly better terms out of Bessemer. But like ultimately, we basically just took the Bessemer offer because it was the best thing we had. And like, we couldn't even get a competitive bidding situation going on.